Hi guys, BoylerRoom here. So Xur has arrived, and again, no symbol, no flowers. This is supremely odd. Let's go check the reef. Okay, here we are in the reef, and let's go see. Is Xur here? Holy cow, 3 weeks in a row. 3 weeks in a row. This is bizarre. Xur, again, in the reef. What the heck, Bungie? What are you doing? Anyway, let's see what he's got. He's got the chest or body armor engram for the Legacy engram, Year 1 chest armor. The Eternal Warrior at a 102 intellect. Gee, I just wish that we would get some good rolls from Xur. 102, a long way down. 111 is the max for a helmet. If you're not familiar with Eternal Warrior, it has this Resolute passive perk, which gives you the Unstoppable node for Fist of Havoc. Unstoppable is when you activate Fist of Havoc, you have more armor. You find it harder to take damage. Basically, it maxes out your armor as a striker when you activate Fist of Havoc. Not a terribly great roll on that one, unfortunately, but if you don't have Eternal Warrior, then consider picking it up. If you're not 350 yet, I'd certainly consider picking it up. It really doesn't matter what class you're on, you can infuse it into whatever you need. The Knucklehead Radar for the Hunter is, again, we're struggling here, 103, so the stat roll is not spectacular. Not something that I would be really terribly interested in, but Knucklehead Radar, since we've seen the Memory of Galleon introduced, has lost a lot of its appeal for a lot of people. That said, other people argue, well, you can use the a different artifact, if you like, and still have Knucklehead Radar on, and it gives you this radar. This sensor pack node here gives you your radar when you've got your primary weapon on. Basically, it's a third eye perk for primary weapons. And the Memory of Galleon is an artifact that also gives you that. It also gives you the effects of Keen Scout, which is a Hunter Night Stalker perk, which allows you to see other stuff on your radar. So, look, the Knucklehead Radar, not great for the Hunter. If you don't have the Knucklehead Radar helmet, maybe consider getting it. It's not that spectacular, but it might be useful for you. I did enjoy using it in Year 1, but after that I stopped using it. I don't think I've used it since then. That said, if you're not yet 350, again, maybe consider getting something like this, one of these two, and infusing it. If you're a Hunter, then maybe you'd consider the Knucklehead Radar. If you're a Titan, you'd get the Eternal Warrior. If you're a Warlock, it really wouldn't matter. Speaking of Warlocks, we've now got the Gauntlets, Impossible Machines. And here we're looking at an 89 roll on the Gauntlets here. 89 is 10 stat points underneath a max stat for Gauntlets. So again, we're not looking at great stats. The Impossible Machines are good for Stormcallers. They give you Landfall as a passive perk in this Lightning Rod perk. If you are a Stormcaller or a Warlock, you can run something else other than Landfall if you've got these equipped, and it will give you Landfall as well. He's also got the Suros Regime, which is a handy auto rifle, but I tend not to use it too much anymore. I've seen a few people run around with it in Crucible lately. It still does do quite a good clip of damage, but it's not my cup of tea. That said, if you don't have a Suros, maybe consider picking this up, especially if you're not 350 or you don't have a 350 primary. In terms of the weapon ornaments that he's carrying, Shock Hazard for the Zalo and Born in Fire for the Young Wolf's Howl. Do I have either of those on me? No. Yes. So last week he was selling the Wolves Remember, if you remember, which made it look like it's got a scabbard over it. This week he's selling Born in Fire, which makes it look like it's got these kind of lavary veins, fiery veins sticking out of it. Let's have a quick look at that. Yeah. So, I don't know. Not sure if that's something you'd be interested in. I don't particularly like the Young Wolf's Howl as a sword. I don't like the RT ability on it. Anyway, if you like the ornament, maybe this is something you would pick up. 25 silver dust, I think that's quite expensive. but if that's what you're after, then that's what you're after. Down here we've got the plasma drive and the emerald coil upgrades for rare sparrows. They make them legendary and give you these funky trails behind. So the plasma drive gives you a blue trail and the emerald coil gives you this green trail. Heavy ammo synths, the most economic, efficient method of leveling up in the game. If you're not yet 390, just farm strange coins, spam them on this guy, get as many heavy ammo synths as you can. If you have the exotic item for your faction, the class item, then 31 strange coins will rank you up on your faction. If you do not, 34 strange coins will get you enough heavy ammo synths to rank up your faction. If you are not yet ranked 25 and don't have the class item, I would recommend doing this and get the class item, and then do it again. Make sure you have the class item equipped while you are handing in donations. When you accept your rank up package, always switch back to your highest light so that you get better gear. Then switch back to your faction class item so that you can rank up quicker. 3 of coins, farm these if you are above 390, because this is one of the very few methods of getting from 390 to 400 that is available to you. If you are a PvE player, pretty much everything except for farming 3 of coins, farming exotics, is a team-oriented activity. You've got the Nightfall, the Raid, and that's pretty much it. As a PvP player, you've got so many other options available to you. Yes, you've got team-oriented activities like Trials of Osiris, but you can also play Crucible as a solo player and get legendary drops up to 400. It is what it is. Glass needles, if you don't know how these work, basically for an exotic shard, 3 motes of light and 3 strange coins, you can pick up 3 glass needles, and each one can be used on this Twist of Fate node. If you don't like the roll or you don't like the stats on an item, you can twist fate. It really is a gamble. The other day I was looking for a particular roll on an item. I just thought, oh, what the heck, I've got 60 glass needles, and I burned through 30 of them and decided that I didn't like any of those rolls, and because I had a much lower level item at a better roll of the same exotic, I should have just infused it in the first place, but I thought I'd see what sort of roll I got. So 30 glass needles in a row did not get me the roll I was after. That gives you an idea of how random it is. So don't bet on glass needles giving you the roll you're after. And then, of course, the expensive item, Motes of Light. 2 strange coins will give you 1 mote of light. 1 mote of light is not going to give you much unless, of course, you're looking to upgrade gear. Now, here in the Motes of Light, you can use these, and what they do is upgrade any items that you have equipped. So see how nothing here has actually been upgraded. If I whack on here a couple of Motes of Light, I'll use 4, drop it down to 790, and now we can see, oh look, I've ranked up, I've opened up this perfect balance node, and over here you can see now they are starting to upgrade. So that's one method of upgrading. If you just need a couple of Motes of Light and you don't have them, you can buy them there, but personally I would go and farm them another way. Faction packages, ranking up, all those sorts of things. You get 4 strange coins and 4 Motes of Light every time you rank up on a particular faction. And when you rank up your light, see here, oh, I don't have it on here, but as you level up, see down the bottom there, just where down the bottom there is a little kind of like a diamond icon just on my cloak, just in the middle of my cloak, underneath my gun, and there's a bar. That bar tells you how close you are to leveling up your character. Obviously when you're level 40 you can't level up anymore, but you still get the same 5 Motes of Light every time you level up. So when that bar is complete and filled, you get 5 Motes of Light. That's one way of leveling up as well and getting Motes of Light. Also, the quick way to do that is by just completing bounties. That said, this is enough for Xur. I've basically combined a whole bunch of videos and I didn't need to. Xur is in the Reef. He is... I don't know. It seems like he's exclusively in the Reef now. He's selling the Eternal Warrior, the Knucklehead Raider, and the Impossible Machines, the Suros Regime, a Chest Legacy Engram, Shock Hazard, and a Born in Fire ornaments, and get those 3 of coins. Hope you got something out of this video, Guardians. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and you can find me on Twitch from time to time, BoylerRoom81. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.